going to start our topic for this week, which maybe you never heard of, vehicle controls as part of a nomad procedure. So to begin with, we will discuss there will be pre-assessment, features, the purpose or the scope. And last slide will be the post-assessment. Now let's try to capture or cover the pre-assessment. What is the function? This is related with the vehicle controls. So all vehicles related with whether it is from NOMAC or contractors prior to entry at the site premises, there will be a requirement that has to be followed. Now, first question, what is the function of a spark arrestor? This is pretty much common with hot work activity also. So, similarly, we also have a spark arrestor. So this is really, it's playing by itself. So,
because it didn't start on time.
Really, it's 45. Don't forget, it's 45. So, what is the function of the spark arrestor in vehicles? To control the fire, to control the exhaust volume, to control fuel consumption, or all of the above? It is what?
All of them.
It will not control the fuel. Do you think in the car there will be a device that can control the fuel? It is to control the fire. Okay? Who will be responsible to do the inspection of the vehicle? Anyone is familiar with? Anyone is familiar with this one? Is it HR, HC, GM, or any authorized owner? Huh? We will. It is the authorized owner, right? It will be that. So, who controls the entrance of the contractor's vehicles inside the plant? Security, yes, security. Security will go in to control the entry when they have the necessary documents needed to prove that it is valid. I'm really sorry. What is the speed limit inside the premises, plant premises? 20. Sorry? 20 to 30, how come? There will be 20 and then there will be 30. We should not exceed 20. So what do you mean by violations during the driving? Willful damage to company property, not following traffic rule, increasing the speed limit, or all of the above?
All in the row.
It is all of the above. Now, as what we have mentioned in the previous slide, maximum speed limit should not exceed 20. Spark arrestor is a device which will be attached or fit to prevent any spark. Now, inspection, it should be done on a regular basis, on a quarterly basis, must be carried out by owner and to be submitted to HR. So observations will follow up. Any observations done during the inspection has to be recorded through a certain form. We have a form that needs to be filled out and submitted to HR. Now, what are the legal requirements? Any vehicles must comply with legal requirements like FAST or insurance. Defensive driving rule to be followed while driving. This course is mandatory for every driver. No ATV allowed inside the land. So before we are using what we call ATV, bikes or vehicles inside the plant. So because of the event or incidents took place, now it is prohibited to use. First priority on the road. First priority on the road is pedestrian always park on the reverse. Now we will learn why or what will be the purpose or the scope of this procedure. Now each one of the responsibilities or each individuals from HR, security, supply chain, and managers has their own responsibility. So to ensure all vehicles are in good condition, okay, the HR, have we done this one? Anyone from HR here?
And there is a tractor and the other.
There is a tracker and they are maintaining. Good. Now, security, they have to check. What are again the documents needed? The insurance of the vehicle, driver's license. Sorry? TUV. Yes. Supply chain, to ensure the supplies of vehicles should have a proper documentation. This is pretty much common. So managers, they have to check the vehicles in the inside of plant premises to ensure company vehicles under their staff use should be maintained in good condition. Maintained in good condition. Okay, shift charge engineers. Forklift management. This is very limited. Guys, this presentation is very limited, but information needed to convey to other teams is available. Now, safety should randomly check car, seat belts, first aid kits, fire extinguishers in the vehicle, not allowing passengers more than the design. Issue warning to staff which are not following or violating the speed limits in any aspect. So all staff members driving in compliance with all traffic on road and off-site. Wearing seat belts, yes. Prohibition of the use of any devices while driving. So this is the process map. Prior to entry, whether let's say contractor, so there will be checks. Security will go to inspect whether they are following with the protocols. Let's say PPE, documents needed, or any NOMAC authorization from the owner. Now, if they are following, they have adequate materials or documents. Yes, they have to proceed with this one. If they are not carrying any flammable or flammables, rather, they can proceed or they can be escorted with the security personnel. Now, what if they are carrying flammables? They have to be escorted by or inspected by HCC or a firefighter. Now, however, if they did not comply with the plant or NOMAC protocols, they cannot enter our plant. So, responsibility of the owner. They have to submit, they have to fill out the form on a quarterly basis and submit it to HR. Again, any observation prior or after the inspection has to be acknowledged. Record all the observations, recommendations, and follow up sheet for the observations. Now, HR will go into return back company vehicle inspection reports to the drivers. Now, what are the criteria? Inspection points. Top 6 regular checks, seat belts, brakes, warning lights, reverse alarm, front and rear lights, brake lights, rear directional indicators, or turn signals, tires correctly inflated, free from excessive damage or wear, spare tire. Now, what about the competency of the driver? Driver should obtain or possess a defensive driving course, third-party certificate for forklift operators, crane and other heavy vehicles. And there should be a minimum 2 years experience for the driving. Now, who will going to ensure that these are being under the possession of the driver? So HR has to verify this one. Let's discuss a quick lesson learned from there was an event fatality during from other sides because of I cannot tell whether it's reckless driving, but it is a fatality against the organization. So let's try to answer the post-assessment. Why do we have to reverse park? Why we have to reverse park? Why we, like here, how many vehicles are there? So it's all vehicles are in reverse position. Why? Why we have to reverse? Is it this advanced way of parking? Is there any is there any advanced way of parking? Control is easy during emergency. Probability of accident while leaving is very low. All of the above? Actually, it is letter B. Control is easy during an emergency. It should be probability of accident while leaving is low, but as per our procedure, it's easy to control during the emergency. What to do in case of emergency alarm? Let's say there's an incident of fire, there is an emergency on the site. What should we do? For instance, drivers. What about the drivers? Never mind this one. What about the drivers? What are the responsibility? Let's say there is a chemical truck. Okay, there is a chemical truck, and for whatever reason he faces, he is trapped during this emergency. So what he should do? He should go outside. Should he go outside, remain in the vehicle, or go to assembly point? What should
You go outside in outside parking where is the mention for any emergency. All outside contractor will stay outside.
Park safely and go to
Yeah.
assembly point.
Very good. So he should not obstruct. Let's say his vehicle is obstructing the access or the pathway or any aisle. He should position his car or vehicle in a safe position. Then the driver must go to the nearest assembly point. Okay? Nobody, because once there will be an emergency, security will going to take control. Well, also the responsibility of the emergency commander or leader. Apart from that, controlling vehicles is the main or the sole responsibility of the security team or personnel, because they will going to block. Nobody is allowed to go outside. Nobody is allowed to go inside the plant. Incompetency of driver following are mandatory. All of the above. Who is responsible for follow-up all observations made on the vehicle? HR has the responsibility. Now, gentlemen, we are everybody is aware or pretty much knows or understand the importance of this procedure. Now, for all the personnel driving, we have to